In March of 2021, a 33-year-old marketing executive vanished one evening while walking home in South London. What followed shocked the nation. The case sparked raging debates about women's safety and public trust in the police. The case brought to light some disturbing systemic failures within British law enforcement. This is the heartbreaking case of Sarah Everard. Hello, and thank you for joining us today. Welcome to the True Crime Hotspot, a place where we take an in-depth look into some strange, shocking, chilling, and sometimes unsolved criminal cases. Please like, subscribe, and share for regular uploads of cases from all over the world. London, in the United Kingdom, city of more than 8 million people, buzzing with life day and night. It's a place of contrasts, with ancient landmarks beside modern skyscrapers and busy high streets with quiet residential roads. Just south of the River Thames lies Brixton Hill, an area known for its rich cultural mix, vibrant markets, and energetic lifestyle. It's a community full of character where music, art, and diversity thrive. It was here in this part of South London that 33-year-old Sarah Everard lived. Born in Surrey in 1987, Sarah grew up in York, and she was the youngest of 3 siblings and came from a warm and loving family. Sarah attended Fulford School and then proceeded to enroll at Durham University in 2005. She was remembered as intelligent, caring, and much loved by friends. Sarah was known to be kind, thoughtful, caring, and dependable. Friends have said that she always put others first, and she had the most amazing sense of humor. In 2021, Sarah lived in London and worked as a marketing executive for a digital media agency. 3rd of March 2021. After visiting a friend, she walked home from the friend's house near Clapham Common. The walk from a friend's place to her home would normally take about 50 minutes. On her walk home, she took a well-lit road and spoke on the phone with her boyfriend for about 15 minutes, but she never made it home that night. On the morning of the 4th of March 2021, Sarah Everard was reported missing after she failed to arrive home. Detectives immediately launched a search, retracing her last known steps across Clapham and Brixton, and CCTV footage quickly became central to the inquiry. By analyzing doorbell cameras, bus surveillance, and traffic cameras, investigators pieced together the final journey that Sarah took. 9:34 p.m. on the 3rd of March, footage from a bus showed Sarah speaking with a man in a police uniform before entering into a white Vauxhall Astra. Through meticulous work, detectives traced the hire car back to an officer in the Metropolitan Police's Diplomatic Protection Unit, Wayne Couzens. His phone data also placed him at the abduction site, and petrol receipts revealed suspicious late-night travel to Kent. Over just a few days, the missing persons case had transformed into a major criminal inquiry, which prompted justified outrage from the public. On the evening of the 9th of March, police moved in, and Wayne Couzens was arrested at his home in Kent on suspicion of Sarah's kidnap, marking a chilling turn in the investigation. Couzens had initially lied to the detectives, telling them that he had been coerced into carrying out the abduction by a gang which he owed money.
So we're here to talk to you about Sarah. I'm going to show you a picture. Do you know Sarah?
I don't know.
Okay. Sarah went missing. I'll show you some pictures of her on the day.
Okay.
Sarah went missing on Wednesday, and her parents obviously and her family are really worried about her now. The inquiry that's been conducted so far has led us to come and speak to you about it and to see what we know about Sarah, okay? So, would you like to, do you know where Sarah is?
No.
Right, okay. Do you know anything about what happened to her?
I know that she went missing up in London somewhere. About a week ago or so. Just from what I got on the news.
Okay. Have you ever personally met her?
No, not personally, no.
Have you had any interactions with her at all?
Why would I have personal interactions with her?
Well, it's very difficult because I can't go into a lot of the evidence because obviously that would require, that's not part of what an urgent interview is, okay? This interview is just about trying to find her. Because
Sure.
she's been missing for a while now.
I'm sat in handcuffs and you're asking me why I know her. So you must have something to say that I know her.
Well, as I said, you've been arrested on suspicion of kidnap.
What had actually happened was that on the night of the 3rd of March at 9:34 p.m, Couzens, who was off duty, stopped Sarah while posing as an on-duty officer. He handcuffed her, purportedly for breaching COVID restrictions which were in place at the time, and then he proceeded to abduct her. Couzens, a married father of 2, then drove Sarah over 80 miles to Kent, where he then raped and strangled her with his police belt, before burning parts of her body and disposing of the remains in a woodland near Ashford. Sarah's remains were found by the specialist police dogs on the 10th of March and positively identified soon thereafter. But who exactly was Wayne Couzens? Couzens was on the surface an ordinary family man. Born in 1972, he lived in Kent with his wife and children, and by 2018 he had joined the Metropolitan Police, working in the Parliamentary and Diplomatic Protection Unit. Specialist role responsible for guarding embassies, government buildings and high-profile officials. In 2019, Couzens and his wife purchased a small area of woodland in Ashford, Kent, and this was where he had burnt and disposed of Sarah's remains. To the public, he wore the uniform of trust and authority, but behind that badge, he harbored a disturbing history of misconduct and one that was overlooked time and time again until it culminated in tragedy. There was immediate and heartfelt public reaction to Sarah's murder, and a vigil was held in her honor at Clapham Common on the 13th of March 2021. Thousands of people came to pay their respects and express their anger at her death at the hands of a serving police officer. The gathering became another source of tension as it was forcibly dispersed by police due to COVID-19 regulations, and this ignited widespread debate over women's safety and policing methods.
We were all traumatised as women and terribly sad for her parents, her family, and I think essentially all women feel that could be me. whatever age of woman, from a young woman to an older woman. And I think we all feel we should feel safer.
In June 2021, Couzens pleaded guilty to kidnapping and rape, and on the 9th of July 2021, he pleaded guilty to murder when he appeared from Belmarsh Prison via video link. On the 30th of September 2021, the judge imposed a whole life sentence on Couzens with no possibility of parole, reflecting on, among other reasons, the extreme planning, the level of violence, misuse of police authority, and the suffering that he inflicted on Sarah. In sentencing, the judge noted that he used his position as a police officer to coerce her, and she was a wholly blameless victim. In mid-2022, Couzens had the temerity to appeal his whole life sentence, and in July of 2022, the Court of Appeals rejected this appeal, affirming the original sentence had indeed been justified. Now, beyond the murder, Couzens was also found guilty of indecent exposure. He had exposed himself to a female cyclist in Kent in November 2020, while he claimed to have been working from home. In February of 2021, just days before he had abducted Sarah, he had again exposed himself to staff at a fast food drive-thru, and staff reported him to police and provided his credit card information to aid in investigations. He pleaded guilty to all 3 charges and was sentenced in March 2023 to an additional 19 months in prison time over and above his whole life order. On the 22nd of November 2021, Lady Elish Angelini was commissioned by the then Home Secretary Priti Patel to conduct an independent inquiry into the Wayne Couzens case. She then released her findings in February of 2024, which were that Couzens had a troubling history of sexual misconduct. There had been reports of indecent exposure, violent pornography, and alleged assault dating back decades, and all of this was ignored across 3 police forces: Kent Police, the Civil Nuclear Constabulary, as well as the Metropolitan Police. The report slammed the repeated failures in vetting and investigations, which were opportunities to stop him long before he had committed this crime, and it called for urgent reforms to protect women and to improve police accountability in the United Kingdom. Sarah's murder has since become a catalyst for reform, questioning institutional misogyny and the role of policing in protecting women. Sarah Everard was a young professional, a loving daughter, a sister, and a friend whose life was tragically cut short due to the actions of one selfish and evil individual. Wayne Couzens corrupted the trust placed in the police by the public, and he used his position in law enforcement as a weapon. The whole life sentence and his declined appeals showed that justice was served, but the failure to stop him earlier highlights systemic blind spots which are hopefully now being addressed owing to Sarah's case. The case forced the UK to confront police vetting, misogyny, and women's safety. Sarah's story reminds us how lethal betrayal can be when trust is weaponized. Her legacy is a painful wake-up call and a rallying cry to demand change. Thank you for joining us today. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share for more cases from the True Crime Hotspot.